Rebuilt and rebooted for 2013, the LA Ironmen have loaded up a new program in search of another championship for the legendary franchise. It's been 3.5 years since their last win, and they're hungry to get back to the top of the game. Mike Hinman has replaced Kevin Brethauer as head coach, bringing in his intense mentality and practice regimen. The roster is radically different than the beginning of 2012, acquiring the #1 American player Marcel Margot, who has been promoted to team captain. They lost longtime players Brandon Short and Kyle Spickett to San Diego Dynasty, but picked up a once-dominant Alex Goldman, who wants nothing other than to prove to the world he's still one of the best snake players in paintball. Steven Pitts, who's an experienced, highly underrated gunfighter, and Corey Bornstein, who played last season with Excessive, have also been added to the mix. With all the new weapons and current members, like last year rookie standout Alex Rodriguez and vet Mike Paxton, they are one of the early favorites to win in 2012. The Toulouse TonTons, one of Europe's most successful teams, are bringing their unique brand of paintball to the PSP for the 2013 season. They've been turning heads for years on the European scene and are now prepared to make a run at the best teams in the world. The TonTons have been around for over 10 years, but only recently have they built themselves into the dynamic powerhouse that we will see this season. Axel Godin is by far their best player, as he proved himself very capable as the first attacker on the Snake side while playing for Moscow Red Legion in his rookie season last year. But they also picked up former pro players Heyman Chapman and Steven Lasher, who have been tearing it up for T1 Top Gun Union. The TonTons are known for their aggressive coordinated attacks. 2013 will be a big test for the best team ever to come out of France.
All right, welcome back here. Friday's competition at the very first PSP event, a little outside Dallas, Texas at Cousins Paintball. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Chris Lasoya and Todd Martinez. Man, we saw a very fun day of paintball yesterday. Lots of aggressive play out there. Couple blowouts though, but it was interesting because even though they were blowouts, it was entertaining to watch because of the way that this field is laid out. I really think that that's lending to some interesting moves out there. We saw Tyler Harmon dive around Dynasties playing very well. So we'll get into that as the day progresses. The very first game coming at you in just a few moments is the Los Angeles Ironmen are going to welcome the TonTons here, or maybe the TonTons will tune up Ironmen. Who knows? You know, both of these teams have a lot to prove. And first up, we have fourth member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly, down on the sidelines. I believe she has Heyman Chapman from the TonTons. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, just another day down here on the sidelines at Cousins Paintball. We're here with Heyman Chapman of the TonTons. Heyman, a lot of PSP fans don't know a lot about the TonTons since it's the first time they're playing in a PSP tournament. So what can we expect? What's your guys' strategy?
Well, they play extremely fast. We're going to be exciting to watch. We're just ready to get out here and get this first game out of the way.
How are you expecting Ironmen to come out?
You know, it's been a while since I played against them, but they're going to be a tough opponent, and we're just ready to get this first game out of the way.
What's been practice like with the TonTons compared to Top Gun?
We just play a lot of points. We're a new team. We haven't played together before, so we got to get used to each other. So we've just played a lot of games together, and we're trying to, you know, build some teamwork together.
All right, well, good luck. We're excited to see how it goes. That's all down here for now.
All right, so what do you guys think about this matchup? Todd, what are you thinking?
Well, a lot of the games yesterday were about expectations, you know, and all the teams that had retooled and what they were going to bring this year. And it's another day of that. You know, the Ironmen, you know, TonTons we haven't seen before, the Ironmen and their new team, Thunder and what they've done by hacking away people. Infamous has lost Zach Patient due to injury and added AJ Trillett. So, and then of course coming up later we have the 187 crew, you know, which is going to be really exciting.
Yeah,
so,
one of the funnest teams to watch. We just talked to Nick Laval. I'm looking forward to seeing, because they've switched up Zaleski and Trailer. Max Trailer played the Dreidel side, Zaleski played the Snake. They're switching it up, and Max Trailer really thinks that that's going to be a potent combo for them on those sides of the field. And you know, and Nick Laval was, I mean, honestly, I mean, he finished one space higher than Oliver Lang did in his rookie year. So who knows how good he's going to be this year.
Yeah, I mean, they got some players that are just young and hungry and want it. And they had one taste of 1 year, you know, got their taste, and now they want more. You know, you got to love that about those guys, that they just want to get after it, and they just fiend for that experience, those games, you know, that action. So 187, you know, should be a good game today coming up against TonTons, which we're going to see right now coming up against the Ironmen. And I've been waiting all day for this game.
Yeah, I've been waiting for a while because I want to see how the Ironmen got tuned up by damage in practice on Wednesday. And you're looking at the new Ironman squad right there, and lots of turnover for them in the offseason. They lost Kyle Spica, who went to San Diego Dynasty. They also lost Brandon Short, who's out with a broken hand, had to have surgery and screws put into his hand. He also is on San Diego Dynasty. He will be out for about 6 to 10 weeks. Hopefully we'll see him the second event. It's going to be close. But the Ironmen picked up Marcelo Margot, who won 2 championships with them as he was coming up. They also have Alex Goldman, one of the best snake players in the game. Let's see what's about to go down as they take on the TonTons. And here on the first breakout, TonTons on your left-hand portion of the screen, and the Ironmen are on the right-hand portion of your screen. So Ironmen rather conservative breakout, and they lose a body off the break.
And so did right there, Maddie. They also, TonTons also lose one in the break as well, Maddie.
Yeah, so it's 4 on 4.
Stephen Pitts walking off for the Ironman right away. Alex Goldman got bounced as well in the leg coming out to that second temple. So looks like the lanes for the TonTons are looking pretty good early, but they are down bodies right now.
You're looking, there's the D-side cam right there, and now the Ironmen filling out. That was Mike Paxton filling, and then making a move, and it is Alex Goldman making his move into Snake 1. There's Alex Goldman on your screen right there. Comes over from Tampa Bay Damage, played with San Diego Dynasty most of 2012, and he also came up under the Ironmen, with the Ironmen's squad in the mid-2000s, and that's when he became one of the preeminent players in the league and won 2 titles with them. Also, Mike Hinman is now the coach of the Ironmen and one of the most intense personalities in the game, and really under the gun to make sure that this team performs.
Yeah, right now it's a 4-on-2 situation. You see Alex Goldman right there trying to get a shot across the field in that tower. There's a guy in that tower for the TonTons, you know, and Alex Goldman's really good about this. I guarantee sooner or later he's going to run this guy down the snake. Oh, and right there, that's the guy that Alex Goldman's shooting at right there, Maddie, across the field.
Yeah, you can see this is the Dorito side for the TonTons, and it looks like Goldman finally did drop that shot in on Samuelson.
And here comes Mike Paxton down the inside of the snake. And they're going to put it on Franck. Number 7, the last player alive. Chambon Franck. And the Ironman going to go up one early as Justin Schwartz grabs that flag, runs it in. He and Marcelo open up that Dorito side, start coming down.
Todd, this looks pretty good for the Ironmen. They only lost 1 player. It was Stephen Pitts, and it was pretty much off the break. After that, they settled in and moved up the field, got all 5 kills, and that did it for the TonTons here in this first point, and we're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Ever wonder how your order gets from ansgear.com to you? Using our fast and efficient processing method, your purchase is pulled, verified, and shipped to your door quickly and accurately. Every order is checked for accuracy 3 times before it leaves the warehouse. With your choice of free shipping on orders over $100 to next day, Saturday, or international shipping options, you get the products you need sooner and at an affordable price to get you back in the game. Shop now at ansgear.com.
This game is brought to you by Extreme Pros. Shout out to Steve at Extreme Pros. He's got a store in Garden Grove. If you're in the LA area, you know, the LA Ironmen, such a dominant team, and you know, one of the best stores in the whole LA area is Extreme Pros. So definitely check them out. Also have great deals online as well.
Yeah, right there on your screen, that is Mike Hinman, who previously, last year, coached Dynasty. He's one of the premier coaches, came from a long line of, he used to play with Dynasty. He's a very experienced player. I'm looking forward to seeing how Mike's coaching style kind of combines with the Ironmen's personalities. Because there's a lot of alpha males on that team. Mike Hinman,
lots of alpha males.
Yeah, Mike Hinman, Alex Goldman, Mike Paxton. I mean, all those guys. I think I'm interested to see what happens. But I'm sure that Mike Hinman is treating those guys with the utmost respect because they have the utmost respect for each other.
Well, the thing with Mike is that Mike takes this game very personally. He's very into it. He's very passionate, and he brings that passion to his coaching style. And it's like it or leave it, man. If you either are going to buy into the program and practice every weekend and take its criticisms, or you can leave. And only the strongest will survive on the Ironman.
Ooh, and it looks like one of the TonTons might have got shot standing in the middle of the field right there. Mike Paxton gets shot on the break, and one of the TonTons, Franck, gets shot on the break, and he's walking off. So 4-on-4 right now.
That's that shot we keep talking about, though, Todd. That's where a lot of guys are dying. I think teams are starting to find it. Look at this TonTon streaking down the Dorito side, trying to tie it up.
I like their aggressive play, Matty.
Well, that's what we hear about them. That not a lot of people know a ton about the TonTons, unless even the guys that have been playing in Europe for a while. And we're going to find out this year exactly how good these guys are. Yeah. But no, they're very good. We do know that they are very good, and then we hear they're very aggressive. So the stateside crowd I mean, we have the webcast is broadcast over 100 countries, so we have quite the international following. But stateside, not a lot of people know about the TonTons, so I'm excited to see what sort of brand of paintball they're going to bring here.
Well, what people should know about by now is Axel Godin, and he's the one that's in that 50 Dorito over there, chopping the Ironman up in the side, shot Marcelo Margot.
Oh, look
he
at this
just forced
move.
Alex Rodriguez's hand, and he threw his body away. And then Alex Goldman, the last body to take it from the Ironman, as Axel Godin gets the TonTons rolling here early, breaks up the field to the 50 Dorito, and opens up the game for the TonTons to put 1 point on the board for them, as they're going to finish with 4 bodies alive this match, or this point, and even it up at 1-1.
And we talked about Axel Godin. He was a for the Moscow Red Legion. He was a snake player, and him playing the Dorito side, it shows his versatility. And he's fast. He gets up in the middle, does work, and I'm really happy to see the TonTons playing as good as they are right now.
Yeah, that was a big point right there. Yeah. And if they had dropped that point and really start to let the Ironmen settle into the rhythm, that is when things start to go south. Especially a team like the Ironmen, who are really looking to find that rhythm right now. They have a lot of guys with a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah.
Marcelo's got a lot of pressure on him. So does Alex Goldman. And let's check.
One of those guys is Danny Park, too, Matt, that you can see on your screen right there, number 27. He's one of those guys that's been in Mike Kinman's system for a long time. I'd bet you $1 right now that he's going to go to the snake on the break. He's one of those, get your guy up real fast as far as you can, really quick, and then try and play off that move around him. If he makes it, he doesn't. He's pretty fast and he can get in there. And if he is, he's pretty effective. He's one of those guys that Mike's been teaching for a long, long time. He's taken a lot of scoldings, a lot of head shakes from Mike Hinman, to get better, to work harder. And, he's one of those guys that thrives off that. Danny Park, he wants it.
Yeah, that's who they want. They want those guys that are hungry for that. And then honestly, that's going to breed a successful team eventually, because, that's how, to use a ridiculous cliche, that's how, iron is made. You have to heat it up in the fire and hammer the hell out of it until you craft a finely made sword. And that's how Mike Hinman approaches the coaching game. He only wants the toughest there, and if you can't take it, get out. I'll find somebody that's hungry enough and wants it more than you do.
Absolutely, he takes no prisoners. He doesn't care. I love the way he coaches.
And I'm down with that.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, personally, I do too.
What are you going to try to make it easy on your guys? No, this is a hard thing to do. So
Split
here we go
breakout.
On the split screen breakout Ironman on the left-hand portion of your screen in the red and black, and the TonTons in the blue and gray.
Alex Goldman tries to go to the snake on the break shooting, and he gets shot. So the Ironman down 1 body right away.
Look at this on your screen.
There goes Axel Godin again into the 50 Dorito immediately.
Look at the TonTons' aggressive play. You see the Ironmen on their heels already again this game. Look at Axel right there.
Wow.
Oh, takes a ball.
They are really pushing that Dorito side real solid right now, as the TonTons are starting to get chopped up, though. They lose 1 body, lose another body. So Axel getting taken out. And it looks like they also lost Fabrice Colombo.
Yes, but they did shoot Danny Park out of that corner. So Stephen Pitts, Corey Bornstein in Dorito 2, and Marcelo Margot in that stand-up can still alive. 3 bodies right now for the Ironmen. I got 2 bodies alive.
Yeah, it looks
for
like
the TonTons.
So the Ironmen, they still have 3 bodies alive, as they have players there making the move out to the corner side. On the Dorito, they also have a player.
And look on your bottom of your screen. That's Rainey Stanzak. We talked about Rainey earlier, and it's not. Sorry.
Stephen Pitts.
Oh, Stephen Pitts. Sorry, you said that. The Stephen Pitts, phenomenal paintball player.
Oh, and there goes Corey Bornstein trying to make a move into the Dorito 3. So now it's a 2-on-2 situation. The TonTons are in the 50 Dorito now with that bump, and in the Temple 2 on the snake side.
Yeah, so the TonTons are right here.
And look at the TonTons. They're always looking to go. I like that style of play. On the 50 side, the Dorito side, they're going down the Dorito side really hard. You can see him. He wants to go, and like I said, he's going to get in that snake. And they shoot Stephen Pitts, and now it's a 2-on-1 right there, Todd.
Yes, and this is what I want to see out of TonTons. You can be aggressive and attack, but can you close these games? And they're working together, putting the pressure. It's Marcelo Margot.
Yeah, those inexperienced teams, though, and the TonTons are very experienced. They've been playing professional in Europe for a long time, and they have a lot of experience, but you see teams like Shock. Did Marcelo just get taken out?
Yeah, he was trying to make a move on that far side of the Dorito field, and he knew the situation. 2-on-1, I got to go. He was trying to make a move, and sometimes he pulls that move off. He's pretty good at seeing holes like that.
So, number 25 hanging it up for the TonTons, and they're going to go up on the Ironmen right now, scoring 2 unanswered points. And we're going to be right back after this. And there he is, Mike Hinman, coming out with his team, stalking the field. And the Ironmen look flat the past 2 points.
Yeah, just
I think.
You know, the Ironmen are known for being aggressive and in-your-face aggressive, you know, quick second move paintball. And I'm just not seeing that right now. I think that TonTons are being so aggressive, they're getting up the field so quick on these guys that they're getting stuck in these back bunkers.
Yeah, well, there's 2 good games right there by Axel Godin. I mean, he got shot out of the 50 Dorito that last one. You know, when you get your buddy next to you and you start seeing bodies walk off the field, sometimes you get a little really excited. But, I mean, really putting the pressure down the wire, forcing that Dorito side. I mean, 2 good games kind of put the Ironmen on their heels a little bit. I'm not sure, you know, what the Ironmen were expecting out of the TonTons, you know, because I'm not sure how many of them had seen some of these guys play. I'm sure, you know, Marcelo playing overseas, you know, is probably familiar with them a little bit. But, you know, Ironmen not really trying to, they're really just trying to exert their will right now. But
getting beat up on that Dorito side, yeah. That's Marcelo's side.
Yeah, so going against his former teammate, Axel Godin.
And it's interesting that they switched Axel over to the Dorito side. I wonder if that's a permanent switch, or if it's just something that they're trying out for a couple points and they're going to put him back over here. I mean, he's pretty versatile. He can play any spot.
On your screen, that's Steven Lasher. Getting taken out. I mean, he's a good snake player as well, but I mean, he really needs to kind of get in that spot. I mean, that spot's really not that hard to make.
Lasher's got to get in a groove right now. He just came out, lost his first gunfight as soon as he got in there, and just caught one pretty much immediately. So kind of tough to get in a groove when, you know, you're catching one right away. But he's got to just go on and shake that off. You know, when you're a front player, you have to have a certain type of amnesia out there. You really can't let getting shot off the break or losing a gunfight affect your performance in the next points.
Yeah, and right there you see, that's, you know, coming down this Dorito side, it looks like the Ironmen are trying to contain these guys down the Dorito side because they're so aggressive on that far side. You see Marcelo Margot, actually, you can't really see him. He's at that tower right there on the right side of your screen, you know, backing up on the D side right here.
Well, Justin Schwartz made a big move on the break to go around that Dorito 1 on the break and go straight into Dorito 2, which allowed him to jump into the 3, and now he just bounced into the 50. So Marcelo's going to protect him while Justin Schwartz goes to work across the field. He can see number 25, Loic Loic there on the Temple 1 on the snake side.
And you see the Ironmen right there, very well spread out. You see at top of your screen, that's Justin Schwartz. You know, he's looking across the field. I mean, and he's got Marcelo Margot behind him, so nothing, unless, you know, Justin loses the gun battle, he's in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, the Ironmen playing a little bit tighter in their bunkers right now. I think the understanding that they just lost 2 consecutive points, so they're playing a little bit more conservative, which that's not the Ironmen style. I mean, in practice, the stories that I've been hearing and that I saw when I went to see some practice is that, you know, these guys were like young, hungry wolves out there, you know, trying to get up on a fresh kill and eat some meat. You know, I mean, that's how they were playing the game. They were really playing that game at that level, and now they're kind of, you know, you can look at their body language. I mean, the Ironmen right now, look at their body language of these guys down here. I mean, he's just posted up in there.
Yeah, that's kind of the way Spitz plays. You know, he's one of those guys that plays really kind of cool all the time. But I'm looking for Alex Goldman to kind of try and force his way into the snake. The closest guy is in Stephen Pitts' mirror in that Temple 1. Of course, Heyman Chapman's in the stand-up can just bearing down on Goldman. But
look at this. I mean, you know, we have really good field position for the Ironmen over here on the snake side. They have the center 50 Dorito, and they are chopping down this way, and then he's being watched over that way. Those are the angles that the Ironmen are taking care of right now, and that's solid paintball, but they're playing real conservative. I mean, look at the body language of these guys right here. They're tucked in their bunkers. They're not even really trying to get too active in the gunfight. They're kind of playing like they're up 2 or 3 points.
Yeah.
You know, well, yeah, it's a 2-to-1 game right now, in favor of the TonTons. Now, I think the Ironmen really got to take this point slow, because this is a crucial point right here. I think if the TonTons go up 1 more point on them, it could be detrimental.
I agree with you, and I understand you got to do what you got to do to get that .1 and the play. But look at how these guys are playing right now. The Ironmen need to come out in this event and establish, hey guys, we're here to win events in 2013. We put this young, hungry team together. We got all this talent on this team. We're going to smash people.
Yeah.
You know, and they're playing like they have something to lose right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised that I'm surprised that Alex Goldman on the left-hand side of your screen. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten the snake yet. I mean, that's uncharacteristic of him. He's usually really aggressive.
The other day I was watching a basketball game, and Jeff Van Gundy was like, the best player on your team dictates the tone and the tempo that your team performs at. You know, if the Ironmen want to get going, then either Marcelo Margot or Alex Goldman need to get up and get in this snake. You know, we heard about all the challenges that Alex Goldman was making to these other players in the league, that he was going to be stat stuffing and who wants to match me. Well, you stat stuff by getting in snake 2 and going down and bunkering people and shooting people in the back.
Well, and you look at this D side now. I mean, you guys asked for the D side camera. Look at Justin Schwartz. He has the ball right now, in my opinion. He needs to make. There's Alex Goldman, like we talked about, getting in the snake finally.
Honestly, Schwartz has been in that 50 snake or 50 dreidel for how long now?
Yeah.
Minute and a half.
And here comes Mouse all the way down to the
now they got to kill.
side.
No, here it comes. Now it's starting to fall. So nice job. Now the Ironmen are putting it together.
Oh, major penalty right now being called on the TonTons. I saw a red flag, and what happened was that was on the D side, top side of your screen. He runs down trying to get Justin Schwartz making a move, and in the process gets a major penalty, Matty.
Yeah, he looked like he took one in the arm and kept running.
Well,
so see who that's on.
That's a rookie mistake. If that's, I mean, you're losing the point, okay? Point's lost. Now you're going to add a little bit of extra disaster on something that's already going bad for you, because now they have to play down a body for 2 minutes. Well, I don't see the penalty up yet, but you know, if you're just turning it into paintball for the first time, it's pretty simple how the penalties work. You have minor and major penalties. Minor penalties are signified by a yellow flag, majors by a red. Majors are 2 minutes, minors are 1. Minors come off if you lose the point, but majors stay up, man. You do the crime,
you do the time.
Exactly. And we're gonna be right back after this.
The best paintball videos on the web, then tune in to paintballaccess.com. Fill your mind with compelling articles, player stats, and the best interviews in the business. And this season, paintballaccess.com has become even hotter with exclusive videos from the CXPL. The CXPL is easily Canada's largest tournament, featuring real X-ball with 15 balls per second and 25-minute halves. Drop by paintballaccess.com for exclusive footage from Canada's hottest tournament.
All right, we are back here. Beautiful morning, a little outside of Dallas, Texas, at Cousins Paintball Park.
This is a great facility.
Yeah,
actually.
It's a nice field. You know, they got some permanent field set up here, and it's Texas has historically been a pretty solid state for paintball, and it's really great to see that the grassroots here continuing to thrive. And, especially coming off the whole recession thing, but the affiliate leagues are doing really great. This event sold out. It's looking really healthy right now, and we're glad to be back in Texas.
Yeah, we pulled in this morning, and the parking lot was full. All the divisional games were already going off. It's nice to see all these teams out here just going at it already. It's early in the morning.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we first rolled up and you could hear all the gun shooting and people screaming, and it kind of becomes this white noise in the background, but if you've been around paintball long enough, it's kind of this like soothing, oh, okay, everything's right in the world, everyone's playing some paintball, it's a good, nice morning, the weather's good. But yeah, so it looks like we have a timeout here.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure exactly who called the timeout, but I mean it was probably a good. It's probably the TonTons. They need to. I think they need to refocus. They got a major penalty, and I don't know if they're used to this or not, but they just really got to regroup a little bit because they were playing fine.
Well, they do need to regroup. They had a bad point. They got a penalty. Now is when they really need to focus, and let's see if they can get that done. Though Ironmen are ready to rock. We'll be right back after this. in the TonTon Flingueurs pit. Checking them. They're pretty calm and collected right now, which is a good thing. So they called a timeout because they had a little hitch in the step here with the 2-minute major penalty, and which is going to be on the board. So for the next 2 minutes of game time, TonTons are going to have to play with 4 bodies, and we got ourselves a tie matchup with 10 minutes and 2 seconds left. And I'll tell you, I did not expect that we would have only 4 points scored in 10 minutes with these 2 aggressive teams. Really slow points so far this morning.
Yeah, and Paxson takes a bouncer on the break, going to that stand-up can right in his belly. And Steven Pitts tries to get aggressive on the Dorito side. He takes a bouncer running up the center. Marcelo Margot made it all the way up to the Dorito 2 on the break, so he's sitting pretty right now. Toke Hamill, I think, getting his first spin over here with Alex Goldman behind him on the snake side. You see the backs right there, number 17, Toke Hamill shooting on the inside on the left. Alex Goldman watching the snake on the right side of your screen, right there in the middle.
Yeah. Well, look at the Ironman lineup. This is not at all what I thought I was gonna see. I mean, look at the body language of these guys. They're on their double knees right here.
Yeah.
Okay. And just super tucked into their spot, not looking like they want to move at all. Just rolling their guns, shooting different lanes, and they got a good cross all right now. But the thing is that where's the young hungry wolves that I saw in practice? Where are those guys at?
Yeah. Well, the TonTons have been doing a good
They're playing 4
job.
bodies right now.
They are. The TonTons have been doing a good job of getting in that Dorito 2 right away, and they're just standing it as Toke Hamill takes one and he walks off right in his goggles. He's running off the field, evening it up at 4 bodies. TonTons will have that body come out of the box in 30 seconds, but the TonTons really shooting straight up on the snake side this game right now. If the guy's in that can like Mike Paxson is doing, as you can see, number 7 shooting straight ahead. Mike Paxson is just locking that snake off from that can on the Dorito side, which we saw Heyman Chapman doing last game.
And there's Mike Hinman in the pits right here. Probably getting his team's tied right now, but I don't know.
I just don't see him playing their ball. I don't think he's happy right now with their play.
I wouldn't be. I'm not happy with the Ironman's play right now. They're tucked in their spots. No one looks like they want to move. They're just shooting their lanes. It's not the Ironman team that again, they're shooting. They shot another TonTon player out, but
another TonTon taking the walk too.
What's happening is that the TonTons have allowed they were able to let the TonTons get their player out of the penalty box, so they didn't take one advantage. And now Alex Goldman taking a huge bite. Wow, that was an awesome move by Alex Goldman. That's what I'm talking about. There, Alex Goldman taking a huge bite, feasting on one of the TonTons, cuts up the center of the field, blocks him out, and then ropes him on the run. Nice job. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to see out of the young Ironman players. And if Alex Goldman keeps doing that, then the talk that he's been talking in the offseason and with some of these players that he's rivals with, maybe he will be the #1 guy this year. I don't know.
Well, Marcelo Margot really broke that game open by getting into the 50 Dorito, shot both players on the snake side, I believe.
Yeah, that guy did. I mean, the problem with what happened is that the TonTons should have gotten that snake a lot quicker than they did. They didn't do anything at the end of the game. They couldn't have done 5 minutes before that, 2 minutes, whatever.
They're just playing tentative.
Yeah,
they're playing like this is their first game and that it means a lot.
Yeah,
there's no reckless abandon, very little fire.
It's still a 3-2 game though. I mean, I'm not counting anybody out by any means, but we've had some long drawn out points. There's 7 minutes and 25 seconds left in this game, so there's a lot of time, and it's still 3-2. And I think these points are a little slower than I was expecting. I was expecting go faster, go hard, and win or lose.
Well, the last thing the Ironmen want to do is come out and make some silly mistakes right away. I guess better to err on the side of caution than to try and be too aggressive and get chopped up stupid, because then Mike Hinman would really be mad and start going nutty.
Well, maybe
these guys. So nobody making any silly mistakes. That's the stuff that Mike Hinman don't like.
Well, maybe Mike Hinman actually pulled the reins back a little bit.
All right, let's check out this replay here. Look at Alex Goldman. This was masterful. Makes that move, heads up the whole time, only gets down when he has to, realizes he's still got that lane, blows it back apart, and then jumps over that. This is from the opposite angle right here. Actually, I think that was TonTons. Yeah, TonTons coming out of the box. And then you see those 2 players left of the TonTons, and then awesome shot crossfield. Here comes Alex Goldman. blocks out the last player, and then on the run, blows up his back. Nice job. That's about as good as it can happen right there.
Yeah, and I think Marcelo Margot actually just cyclopsed him as well, coming down. That's Exo Godin trying to make a move down the far side of the field. 3-2 game in favor of the LA Ironmen.
So here we go. LA Ironman on the breakout. Looks like Danny Parks getting out there and does a commando roll into Snake 2 and off the break, and it's taken out. So Ironman going to start with 4 bodies, 5 Tauntauns left alive, and Steven Pitts gets shot as well. So just 3 Ironman players left. They have a 1-point advantage because of the standout play of Alex Goldman at last point. And Marcelo Margot getting a kill as well, too.
And look at the Tauntauns coming down the middle of the field, just feasting.
Feasting. But the thing though is that was an awesome move, and that's exactly what we want to see. His boys need to clean up after that. He did all he needed to do. Probably could have stopped a little bit early, but I'm not going to make that criticism of him. That was an awesome move, and don't be afraid to go. Great job, but can the Tauntauns clean this point up here?
Yeah, he did a good job of blocking out Marcelo as he attacked that center of the field on the Snake side, and then as he spun around, Marcelo blew him up. But now here we have number 7, Frank Shaboom, in Ironman side of the field now, but he just gets shot. Number 25 is still alive, but he's kind of in the open in the middle of the field.
And another
Vulu.
Here comes another major penalty on the Tauntauns, Matty.
Yeah, and so it's Marcelo Margot and Alex Rodriguez, who was one of the Rookie of the Year nominees, who pull it out for the Ironmen. Got a little help with another penalty on the Tauntauns. But we had talked about this before, is that there was a lot of talk amongst the pros, hey, how the Tauntauns going to do? Have you seen them play? How do you think that they're going to, what sort of ball are they going to bring to the PSP this year? And there was a little bit of talk of like, well, the refereeing, though, it's okay in Europe, it's not as good as it is in the PSP. So that's one of those situations where you're going to have to kind of get used to the pace of these referees, because these referees, they don't let you get away with anything.
No, I mean, we've played 6 points, and they've already gotten 2 majors. Loic Vulu, number 25, he's going to be in the penalty box, and he's going to have at least another 1 minute and 51 seconds left. Just under 6 minutes left to go in this game. 4-2 ball game in favor of the Ironmen. We'll be right back.
All right, we are back here. So the score is now 4-2 in favor of the Los Angeles Ironmen, but it's one of those games where, it's not that the Ironmen are playing so much better than the Tauntauns. The Tauntauns have just shot themselves in the foot the past couple points by getting major penalties. Then the Ironmen let them play through the first one by playing one of the longest points of the event so far. Thank God for them that finally Alex stepped up and went out there and killed some people. So now we're going to see, can the Tauntauns play clean is now an issue that's arising, and can they take advantage of the good situations that they set themselves up for? They were in a great situation to tie that game up. They only had A-Rod and Alex Rodriguez and Marcelo Margot, and just completely blew up by getting an unnecessary major penalty.
Yeah, that really hurt them here on the breakout. Alex Goldman down to the Snake corner with Steven Pitts, Mike Paxton in the middle. Marcelo Margot, Axel Godin gets shot, going to Dorito 2 on the break. He's running off the field right now. So 3 bodies left alive for the Tauntauns. Justin Schwartz just runs down the field, dives into the 50 Dorito. Oh, but he gets clipped in the side from the Snake side.
For Justin Schwartz. And I saw him take one when he went in, and I didn't know if it bounced, and he kept playing. So it's kind of tough to see from here, but he did end up getting called for a penalty. And now the Tauntauns are getting chopped up on that Dorito side as well. But here comes Steven Pitts making moves on the Snake side, followed up by Mike Paxton.
The Tauntauns just, they have it and then they don't have it. Then they have it and it's back and forth. I mean, that minor penalty helped a little bit, but I just don't see their break off.
It's close. It's close there. They have good skills.
Yes, they do.
I do like what I see in a little bit. It's their first game in the PSP. They're getting used to the refs. They're getting used to the pace of this game at this level. But I'll tell you what, I kind of like what I'm seeing. As far as form is concerned, as far as style is concerned, as far as aggression is concerned, I think they're doing okay. But they got a little tweaks. But for the very first game coming out here, playing the Ironmen. Score 5-2 right now. The TonTons are losing, but it's not that bad of a loss, and we're going to be right back. Here we go. Coach Mike Hinman of the Los Angeles Ironmen surveying the scene here as the Ironmen spill out for another point. 5-2 is our score. 5 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. And the Ironmen don't look as good as they've looked in practice, to be honest. Some players are playing pretty good. You know, I'll give Alex Goldman some credit. Mike Paxton's playing pretty solid, and it's not that they're playing bad. It's just that I don't think they found where they're going to be yet this year. You know what I'm saying, Todd? It's where they're getting, you know, that other gear. It's like they haven't found fifth gear yet.
Absolutely.
They're in fourth gear right now. They haven't found fifth gear yet.
Well, you know, we didn't see Impact. You know, I mean, Impact beat Russian Legion, but we didn't really see them start stomping people until they played Vicious and stomped them 7-0. You know, so. You know, all these teams that have really high expectations, it's still early. It's their first game. TonTons aren't a team that, you know, you really know a lot about, so you can be a little more cautious. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm sure we'll see that Ironman team before the end of the tournament's out. They're going to be playing Thunder again in a minute.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe there's a timeout is being called. Maybe that's it. They don't really know who they're playing, so maybe Mike had said to them, okay, look, guys, just get in your spots and stay alive. And let's try to feel this team out. If you see the move, take it. Don't force anything. Everyone thinks we're going to come out fast and aggressive because they've been, you know, hearing the stories coming back from our practices. Let's flip the script up real quick. Let's play some smart paintball and make sure we win the game. That might be it. Maybe that's it. And as the Ironmen have a timeout, we're going to be right back after word from our sponsors. So here we go. So Todd, yeah, I think after thinking about it a little bit, I think maybe that might be it. You know, they're trying to feel this new team out, see what they're going to bring, not give them anything stupid. But also, you know, the Ironmen, if they want to be one of the top teams in this league, they need to come out and make a statement to these other teams. Everybody else is watching right now, criticizing, and really studying this team to see what they're coming out with. So that, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what exactly the game plan was coming into this game.
Yeah, and you know what? The teams that are out here watching the TonTons that didn't know what to expect are probably going, well, these guys might be a little bit better than we expected.
Yeah. The TonTons making moves as Axel gets into Dorito, 40-yard line Dorito.
Yep, that's Corey Bornstein on the D-side camera right there right now. Into Dorito 3, trying to get comfortable. He's got Axel Godin in his mirror. Corey Bornstein also new pickup. There's number 1, Colombo.
Yeah, and the Ironmen.
And Axel Godin.
And Axel. And the thing is, the way the Ironmen are playing right now, they got a really good spot. They're aggressively pushing up the Dorito side. And on the Snake side, they're kind of holding right now. But that's okay at this point. Okay, except for it's not okay that I think that was A-Rod that just got shot out of his bone. Eric Humphreys just got shot out of his spot. He's trying to look for the hit. But in this particular situation, when you're up by 3 points and you know the other team has to come, and you only have 4 minutes left in the match, then yeah, just give them tips of barrels and edges of your goggle. That's it. But let's see what the TonTons are going to do. They have 5 players alive, 3 on the Dorito side. You're looking at 2 of them on your screen right now. Colombo, Chapman, Luik, and Gaudin. And then now making moves. Good job. Colombo making that move to the stand-up temple right there towards the Dorito side of the field, and you're looking at that. He's trying to get a shot. I believe it's Corey Bornstein, and then here comes a big move as Alex Rodriguez. Wow.
Nobody picked him up, so he just kept going. Alex Rodriguez took the initiative, saw Heyman Chapman go to sleep, ran up, bunkered Slasher, bunkered Chapman, and then just was so surprised that he was still alive, just looking for bodies.
I love those moves. You're like, how am I still alive right now? This is awesome. Yeah, so, and that's why Alex Rodriguez was one of our Rookie of the Year candidates. I mean, he was ranked, really high, and one of the highest ranked Ironman players on the whole team, and for him to do that in his rookie season is incredibly impressive. And he's one of those players that I think is going to have a long and healthy future in front of him. Let's check out this replay. So here comes Alex Rodriguez. Mows the first one down, keeps going, perfect form. Look how steady that gun is. Eyes up, looking for those shots. And then shoulder checks the back bunker.
maybe somebody else had shot Chapman. That's why he took off.
Hell of a move.
I thought he had bunkered Chapman as well.
That was a great move.
That was a nice move, yes.
And as we are watching this game here where the Ironmen are 1 point away from taking down the TonTons, we're going to be right back after this. Do not go anywhere. All right, so we're back here. Ironman 1 point away from victory in their first game of 2013. TonTons don't look bad, but some penalties have been haunting them. Looks like we have a sideline update from fourth member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly. Let's check it out.
Here is the breakout right there. 89, Alice Goldman. TonTons losing 2 players on the break, Matty.
Yeah, looks like we had a little technical glitch there. And the TonTons, getting destroyed off the break.
Colombo and Vulu both walking off the field. Split sides, came off together. Axel Godin still alive. And we got Frank Shaboom over here in Snake 2 for the TonTons. Alex Rodriguez gets shot with Marcelo Margot, and they're walking off the field together.
Yeah, the Ironmen are losing a bunch of bodies right now, too.
But
still 3 of them left alive, but it looks like Marcelo Margot, he took one over there.
But still, I mean, I'm just not really happy with the way the TonTons are closing
Hey
games.
guys, we're down here on the sidelines in the Ironman pit.
Alex Goldman gets shot. He's walking off the field. Stephen Pitts comes out of that corner and gets into Snake 2. The TonTons are in the 50 Dorito right now, and the Snake 2 as well. So here comes Stephen Pitts. Oh, and Stephen Pitts makes the move to break open the game here on the Snake side for the Ironmen.
Pitts is such a strong pickup for that team. I really think he's going to have a good year. Especially, that's what Pitts does. Pitts is one of those really awesome back guys who can launch at any second, but he ends up getting chewed up just because the rest of the Ironmen die. And Pitts trying to make something happen. TonTons with 1 minute and 49 seconds left, going to get it a little bit closer. But you can score some quick points on this field. But the Dynasty tried to score a quick point against Houston Heat, and they had about 45 seconds, and they weren't able to get it done. We'll see. I don't think there's not enough time realistically.
Yeah. They also ran into some very well-trained Russian machine gunners.
And I like I said, in the beginning of this game, it was really close, and I didn't know who was going to win. But obviously the experience and the depth of the Ironman squad actually is showing right now. So we'll come back to you guys in 2 seconds. It is a 6-3 game in favor of the Ironman. Right after these messages.
While you are sitting at home, Texas Storm, and Houston Heat are here in Dallas, wearing Raza.
So here we go, score 6-3 in favor of the Los Angeles Ironmen. So they are winning this match against a pretty solid TonTon team. We're starting to find out answers to some of these questions that have remained from the offseason. Again, that's why it makes this sport so interesting, is the internal battles that these guys have to go through in order to get out here and perform. Now the Ironmen, Marcel Margot, want to see a little bit more out of him. He's playing pretty decent over there, but you know, it's like we're talking about. The Ironmen just seem to be struggling to find that top end gear, and you know, they have 3 more games and they're winning this game, so I don't want to beat them up too bad, but knowing what's possible out of this team, just not seeing it yet. Now on the flip side, TonTons, I like what I'm seeing out there. We know that they can play aggressive. They have some really good players on that squad, a lot of talent. They look smooth, and I think they're going to be a force this year, but they've got to clean it up, man. Can't get those penalties. That's really what killed them in this match.
Man, TonTons just bounced Eric Humphreys right in the center of his crotch on the break. He gets in alive, and he starts locking off the Dorito side as the TonTons try to make a move down there pretty quick. They're in the pin and the Dorito 3 right now. There on your screen, that was Alex Goldman a second ago. Now got the aerial view of the TonTons. I see in your top right corner of your screen right there, in that little pin just off to the left of the third Dorito.
Now, is this the longest game we've seen yet? Because we're down to 1 minute left in this match, and I wasn't here for the first half of the day yesterday. Has there been long, drawn-out games like this, or is this the first one?
No, not at all. We saw just crazy, fast, aggressive points, and even though they were some blowouts, it was still entertaining because the teams were playing so aggressive. And the Ironmen watched all those games, and again, I don't want to beat them up too bad because they're winning. They're doing whatever it takes in order to make sure they get that W. And now we weren't a little too tentative. And Alex Goldman, though, he's playing some ball.
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah, he may have just shot one of the TonTons in the back, and he did. Let the referee make the call. Oh, and one of the TonTons, I think that was Vulu, tried to come up and shoot Alex Goldman to no avail. Steven Lasher also gets shot for the TonTons, and here comes Marcelo.
Oh, there we go. Marcelo dropping the hammer. Oh, gets the last one, too. I think he stuck him there, switched hands perfectly.
That was Heyman Chapman.
Hey, just see how fat, I'll tell you what. Wow, like, that you can tell, if that is Marcelo,
yeah, that
right?
is Marcelo.
Okay, so you can tell the drills he's been doing in the offseason. Did you see that Chris used to have a real good left-right switch? I mean, we all try to get that as down and as crisp as possible, but he realized at the last second that that guy was in that Dorito turnaround, and that was literally the last shot that hammered it home to get that W for the team. So, you know, don't want to beat the Ironmen up too much. However, they have more in their tank, and I hope that they can ratchet up their play as this event progresses. But they do get a very solid W here against the TonTons Flingueurs and from France in their first match here in 2013 PSP season. Let's check out this replay. Look at Marcelo.
Coming from the back Dorito all the way down, stabs the 50.
Oh, looks good.
Looks for a guy on the inside, nobody there, switches back hands, and then stuffs Heyman Chapman to put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, put that nail in the coffin, man.
Put that nail right in the coffin for that team.
Yeah, so solid work towards the end. The TonTons did help them out a little bit, getting 2 major penalties. We haven't seen that dirty of a game so far.
Right.
We really haven't seen too many penalties out there. There's been a few penalties, but not a penalty-ridden tournament like we've seen in like last year. We had some crazy events out there where it was just a flag party. The refs were going to town out there. And so congratulations to the Ironmen. They are going to play Seattle Thunder. Interesting to see how Thunder's going to come out this year. But next up, we have Los Angeles Infamous. They're going to be taking on Thunder. But first up, we have Lauren Kelly on the sideline with Marcelo Margot. Let's check it out.
They don't got the field set up yet. They don't even know what they want to play.
Hey guys, we're down here with Marcelo Margot from the Ironmen. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you guys obviously came strong, but we're expecting you to come out here. Those points were much slower than we expected them to be.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it was our first game of the tournament, and I think everybody's just kind of getting used to it, you know, getting used to playing with each other out on the actual field with the refs, and we just didn't want to take anything too fast. So first couple points, we were just kind of feeling them out, and then I think we started to pick it up towards the end.
You were doing great pushing hard down the Dorito side, but it seemed like you were having trouble getting guys into the snake side and then staying alive. Did you see that as an issue during that match?
Yeah, you know, the TonTons are a great team. You know, a lot of people may not know them, but they do really well over in Europe. They won one of the tournaments last year, and it's a tough series to win a tournament in, and they do a good job of holding their lanes, so, you know, as expected.
Mike Himmel was pretty upset over here, saying that the refs weren't calling penalties on the TonTons and then telling him to go back to France. Doesn't seem like he's that great of a sport or a good winner.
He's a good winner. He's just a competitor, you know. He's got a lot of heart. He doesn't want to lose, and he doesn't like, you know, if anybody's messing up. So that's Mike Hinman.
All right, well, thank you. They have their second matchup with Thunder coming up. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
That's all down here for now.
Yeah, so Marcelo finishing off with an absolutely beautiful move down that Doritos side. And so there it was. They did play a little tentative on purpose, it seemed like, to get their feet underneath them. They did secure the win. But I'm telling you, man, give the Ironmen a little bit of time. I really think that we're going to see some really entertaining paintball out of them this year because they have such an aggressive team lined up for them this year. Okay, so here we go. This is our schedule for the day. Coming up next, Los Angeles Infamous will be taking on Seattle Thunder. Then Upton 187 crew is going to take on the TonTons. I think that's going to be a great game because Upton 187 crew, man, such a fun team to watch play the game. And then the LA Ironmen have their second match against Thunder. And then Infamous takes on 187 crew. CEP, who defeated San Antonio X Factor, man, I can't wait to see CEP play again. And they're taking on Excessive must-win situation for them. They went 0-2 yesterday. And then San Antonio X Factor is going to play Dynasty. That's going to be a bloodbath. Heat takes on Excessive. Dynasty, CEP, and then to close out the day here, Houston Heat and San Antonio X Factor. And we are going to be right back after this. Do not go anywhere.